Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Broku, and welcome back to another Dragon Ball video. In this video, I want to talk about Jiren and why he will bleed. So, I actually don't know if Jiren is actually going to bleed literally, but I think we will see Jiren heavily weakened or in a state of vulnerability. Anyways, before I get into talking about this more, please do leave a like and subscribe, and don't forget to go down in the description below and join my Discord. And now, of course, Jiren hasn't been 100% successful, as sure, Ultra Instinct Goku was able to put up a few good shots against Jiren, but Jiren was suppressed at that time, and yeah, Hit was able to use the time skip on him and then his own technique keeping Jiren in a separate time dimension. But was Jiren ever really in danger at that point? He wasn't, yet he was suppressed and was still able to block Hit's assassination technique with his eyes. He blocked Hit's assassination technique with his eyes, just think about that. So we have not seen Jiren in a real state of vulnerability or any real signs of weakness. Because a lot of people said, why didn't they just go pick up Jiren and knock him off the edge while Hit was holding him inside of a time skip? Well, why would that work? Jiren would just be able to blink them all away like nothing and stop them from doing it. So he was not vulnerable at that point. So again, we have not seen Jiren in any state of vulnerability or any real signs of weakness. And I think we will see this happen to Jiren. Even if he does win, he won't be getting out of this without taking some L's. Goku has already improved on his Ultra Instinct since he has used it against Jiren the first time, and he's likely going to get much stronger. And the whole aura of Jiren is that he's a god, or that he is a godlike being, a divine person among humans. And it's been even stated that his power rivals the gods of destruction, and it is stated by Toppo in the manga that he is even stronger than his own god, Vermouth. Jiren has been portrayed as this unbeatable godlike man, and he hasn't shown any weaknesses. In many different types of fiction or lore, making someone of high standing or of divine origin bleed, making them bleed, is a big thing, as it shows that if they bleed, they have a weakness. They can be defeated. They are mortal. This reminds me of the film 300, the story of the 300 Spartans who went up against King Xerxes at Thermopylae, and his army that ranged from 200,000 to 2 million soldiers. Now, I know people are saying, oh, it's Xerxes. Well, I actually know somebody who is a direct ancestor of King Xerxes, and it's not pronounced Xerxes, it's pronounced Xerxes. So there you go. So King Xerxes was seen as a divine man, a god amongst men. He was a god king. But King Leonidas showed that King Xerxes was not a god, that he could bleed like the other men, and showed his mortality. So even if Jiren does ultimately win this tournament, which I don't think is unlikely that he will, what needs to happen is Jiren showing some sort of weakness, whether that an open wound or other things. In my video earlier this week about Gohan challenging Jiren, I mentioned that the tournament may end with Gohan facing off against Jiren in the final battle for universal survival, or at least one of the last fights. Like, Gohan is going to need confidence, and maybe either his father or Vegeta showing that Jiren can be weakened by making him bleed, and then showing that Jiren is not a god and actually is a mortal. That could give Gohan the confidence to actually defeat him. Now, another possibility could be the much predicted interruption of the tournament, where maybe an evil villain interrupts, or an old previously erased universe from 13 through 18, or maybe the villains are some of the angels, the Grand Priest, or the future Zeno. But no matter, a villain of these proportions could show vulnerability from Jiren. If there is an interruption and the Z Fighters see that Jiren can't be hurt, that would be a huge boost of confidence, just like the bloodying of King Xerxes made him look vulnerable as he lost some of his authority. Now, I don't really think it's likely that the interruption is going to happen now, as pretty soon Universe 3 is going to be erased, and there's only going to be 2 universes left. It felt like an interruption would have been better during the middle of the tournament, and not at the very end, where there's only going to be 2 universes left, and around 9 fighters in total, but I mean, it still could happen. Anything's possible. If Jiren is bloodied or hurt, this could have the same effect on Jiren, where he may lose some respect of his fellow Pride Troopers, or maybe they just don't see him the same way they saw before and don't have as much confidence in him. So yeah, this is kind of a shorter video, but this is because there isn't a lot to say about this subject, but it's something I did want to talk about. But anyways, guys, please do leave a like and subscribe if you did enjoy. Comment down below, tell me your thoughts, and also subscribe and turn on notifications. And feel free, actually don't feel free, do it. Join my Discord down below, that'll be in the description, and follow me on Twitter. And thanks to all my Patreon supporters, Daraj Payton, the awesome guy who only supports Broku on Patreon, and Zach Trotaku. Those are my Super Saiyan 1s. And thanks to my Super Saiyan 2s, Israel Flores, Mystic Ghoul, Darius, Badass Thug, Griffin, Jacob, Dutch Gamer Monkey, Sin, Overlord, Connor, Trig, Locke, and Gerald, Herbert. Thank you guys so much for all the support. It really does mean a lot. It does help me out. But I hope you guys all have an amazing day. Peace out.